Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Forge World and Games Workshop. I want to say a very warm welcome to any of you new subscribers and a massive thank you to all of you members that help support this channel and all of its daily content. Just as a little update, I'm sticking with the daily content Monday to Sunday every single week. Between Monday and Friday, the videos will normally be Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Horus Heresy based, and there'll be unboxings, reviews, anything to do with those game systems. Saturdays will be the news and pre-order video, an additional unboxing video if it's a new release weekend, and then an additional live stream, typically between 6 and 9 or 7 and 10 in the evening, and that will be building the new release of the day or painting. And then on the Sundays I try and release something that's not Warhammer related. I've had everything from watches, knives, video games, something like that, but it won't be anything to do with Warhammer. I'll save that for, you know, the majority of the week. So Saturday, always a very busy day for me, and we'll usually have the most content. So that all being said, let's go on over to Warhammer Community right here and look at all of the news from a week ago, so about the 7th of October. So if we go to here, we had this Black Library pre-orders, Realmslayer, Legend of the Doomseeker pre-order, and Once a Killer, a Warhammer crime anthology, and something on digital. You could also pre-order a load of Warcry and Underworld stuff. So you had the Underworld's Death Gorge box set game with this awesome looking octopus type creature, and then Warhammer Underworld, you had this as well as Warcry, just a couple of war bands there, and like the Sarlacc pit, I guess, and some scenery, Scales of Talaxis, as well as more warbands available, and the White Dwarf 493, along with a Mate Order Bandai Blood Angels Assault Intercessor. And yes, also you had a 2-week period for the Space Marine pre-orders. Nice that you got a 2-week pre-order period, but I still would have preferred, you know, 1 week. They have these releases for Space Marines, the next week the same, the next week a different release, and then the next week probably spread over like a month. I would rather have them do this, but there we go. I mean, on one hand, it's great that you get all the new minis on one day, so you can build them and paint them and play them, you know, quicker. But on the flip side, it's extremely expensive if you're going to try and pick up all of them. The very next day, on the 8th, we've had a look. There's going to be the Warhammer Day 2023 preview. That is today at 2 p.m. I probably will be taking screenshots and things and posting them on Instagram, and I should really make a video as well about this event. So we've got that coming up later today. And then they had a little video showcasing Warhammer the Horus Heresy pre-orders. Now, Games Workshop have had a lot of pre-orders over the past month. You know, you've had Tyranids, you've had you've had the Night Lancer, you've had all of the Tyranid releases, you've had the 2 other Knights, Cerastus Knights, then you've had all of the Space Marines on one day, and now you've got this Warhammer Horus Heresy all on one day as well. It's been very, very heavy. It might slow down now for coming up to Christmas, though. You've got Exemplary Battles of the Age of Darkness Volume 1. I might pick this up eventually, but I'm in no rush to pick it up. It says Volume 1. It's got an interesting collection of Space Marine updates and things in there, as well as, you know, obviously, you know, the main man himself on the front cover. The Ascended version of Fulgrim, which the miniature looks incredible. 112 pages is just far too small. I think it should be 200 or 300, something like that. Yes, it's a volume, but you know, how many volumes are they going to do? I kind of expected Games Workshop to do this. I didn't think that they would just settle on 2 Space Marine books and a rule book. What they've done is they brought out 2 other kind of update books, the Mechanicum book and the Assassin and Imperial, Custody book kind of thing. So this would then mean that this is the 6th book out of Warhammer Horus Heresy, and it's no doubt the art and things are going to be great in it, and but if these are different volumes, you should be able to pick and choose depending on your legion. So this might not be for everyone. Just double check if your legion is in this one. Then you've got the Legiones Astartes battle group. Fantastic. If you really like these new larger Mk.III Space Marines and you like the armor that they've done them in, then go for it. You're getting 30 of them, which is fantastic. You're getting the Deredeo in plastic, and on top of that, you're getting another Land Raider Proteus, which is a great kit. These will, obviously the Land Raider's available separately already. Would have been nice to see another new miniature in this set rather than, the Land Raider, but because you might already have 2 or 3 Land Raiders, or like me, over 20. But it's nice that you're getting all this in one set, because you're going to be saving a bit compared to buying them separately. You're probably going to get like the Proteus and one of these 10-man squads for free in the price point, because I think it's about £125. So yeah, you're going to save a fair bit. But again, don't have this fear of missing out, because you can buy the Mk.III tactical squad separately. So if you can't stretch to the £125, I think these are priced at 40 or 45. So a bit cheaper than the 50 normally, which is nice. And also the Deredeo is available separately too on the same day. So that's fantastic. They could have just released this, and they have done similar things before where they've paywalled new miniatures in a box set, but no, they're releasing all of these at the same time. So massive thumbs up for them to do that. So if you didn't want 30 Mk.IIIs or the Land Raider, you can just pick up 20 of them and a Deredeo or 2, because you might have quite a few Mark 6s already. You've got Sons of Horus Armory of the Sons of Horus weapon upgrade set. I think that's plastic. It does say Forge World resin, so they will be up on the Forge World's site very soon. Then you've got commemorative series, Leagues of Votan the Ancestors Wrath. You got a Stormvault skirmish case. Black Library, you've got the Dark Coil collection. You got the Fall of Cadia by Robert Rath and Angron the Red Angel. I wasn't a massive fan of the Red Angel, without going into spoilers. I much preferred, is it the Forest of Caliban or whatever, the Lionel Johnson novel? I much preferred that one. You got the Forges of Mars by Graham McNeil. Star-spanning collection of short stories. And then Warhammer Plus, you had Pariah Nexus Episode 3. That was on Wednesday, I think. You got the Battle Report 2. You got a Battle Report as well. Orcs versus Space Wolves. Bit odd that they're throwing out one of those Battle Reports. And then Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. I think that's going to be available as well. I think that's going to be very, very popular. So, moving up, on the next day, you've got White Dwarf, issue 493, Sundered Lands, and nice look at Imperialis there, with a hobby hangout. So it's good that we're seeing things in the magazine now that aren't already released. I think that's a good turn up for the books. Usually, in White Dwarfs, we've seen things that are already released or have been released for a long time. Now we're getting to see sort of new stuff that isn't out yet. For the preview online, you've got some juicy new reveals. This looks absolutely fantastic for the old world. Yep, so that's later on today. You've got 40 Years of Warhammer, favourite miniatures. So, yeah, they've showcased these throughout the months and things. You've got the Rumour Engine, 10th of October. I think that's some kind of Tzeentch weapon or Chaos weapon. I don't know whether it's Old World or Age of Sigmar though. Legacy of the Age of Darkness, Enter the Demons of the Runestorm. This is fantastic. So although you can't get these miniatures anymore, I don't think. Well, yeah, possibly you can get Kabanda. But yeah, you can download the rules and things for them, which is amazing. 40 Years of Warhammer box games through the ages. So this goes straight through all the box games. So you've got Warhammer Fantasy Battles, then you've got Space Hulk 1989 with their box games. You've got Mighty Empires, which is interesting. Battlefleet Gothic, I always wanted to collect that. I hope they bring it back. Space Fleet. Gorka Morka, I've still got one of these buggies. War Master, it's kind of like epic 40k, but for Warhammer, that was quite good. I wanted to get into that as well. Man of War, Mordheim, I remember that. Inquisitor, 2001. These big busts of miniatures on a bigger scale. Where's the Dreadfleet though? Okay, maybe another time. 40 Years of Warhammer, the Best of Black Library. So, Pariah, yeah, obviously Dan Abnett. So I go through those. Celebrate the last episode of Pariah Nexus on Warhammer Plus with 2 new shows. So you've got Masterclass, you've got Lore Masters. Is inspecting the Thunderhawk gunship. There you go. And then a little look at that as well. So yeah, it's getting a bit better now, Warhammer Plus, which is nice. And I think I can actually pre-order my free miniature, to be fair. Classic Battle Report, Fangs of the Wolf, is fought again on Warhammer Plus. So yeah, good battle report as well. 40 Years of Warhammer, the Young Gun and the Old Guard. Yeah. Very nice minis, these. And then how to model heavier weapons onto your Mk.III Space Marines. So this goes into depth on how to put, you've probably got some weapon upgrade sprues and things. You can put them on your Mk.IIIs, which is great. It shows you how to sort of do this. Yeah, the Hefty box contains special weapons upgrade set, Land Raider, Proteus and Deredeo. So you do get a special weapons upgrade set. So that's nice. Heresy Thursday. We've got some new tanks for Imperialis. The Spartan. So we're now getting the Spartan. All with the... Oh, look, there's the laser destroyers, look. So we didn't get that. We got the las cannons, but we didn't get the laser destroyers. Interesting. I wonder if they'll release them at some point. 40 Years of Warhammer again. Awesome artwork. Yeah, the artwork is very inspiring, isn't it? I mean, I still think this is one of the best. It really is. Like, compared to these, I mean, I'm not trying to knock these, but at the same time, this is just... It's hard to beat, isn't it? Like this by John Blanche. It's just hard to beat. Very emotive pieces of art. They really capture the settings. Box of goodies. Wow. Okay. You got a limited edition collector's box, available now until the 22nd of October. Wow, that sort of came out of nowhere, didn't it? You got mugs, you got hoodies, 40 years. I mean, just looking at that, people might think you are 40 years old, but Favourite Miniatures Part 2. Harvest Lighter, look. Wow. And then new Horus Space Marines painted by the Masters. So yeah, it gives you an idea of some of the poses of the Deredeo. Oh, and there's some plasma versions too. Liberate the Age of Sigmar with fresh Thunderstrike style in Realms of Ruin. So I think that's a video game. Yeah. And then 40 Years of Warhammer from retro painting to modern day masterclass. So that's a retro painting. Yeah, there's retro painting, look. I think I had one of those Space Marines. I don't think I had the old Banshees though. I had the slightly newer Banshees. I've got that Force Commander or Captain. And then now we're at this stage. Crazy, isn't it? Okay, that's it for all of the news. Let's pop on over to Forge World and have a look at those resin weapons. Okay, so here we are on Forge World's web store. On the first page, if we just refresh this, the only thing we've got here to signify that there's a sort of upgrade sprue is just this sort of thumbnail here. But if we click on new and we go to pre-orders, you've got the Kiroth Kraken Eye from last weekend for Blood Bowl, but then we've also got Armory of the Sons of Horus, £23 for what looks to be 4 power axes and a number of bolters and some extra arms with some pointy fingers. This is the only kind of picture that they show, which is a bit disappointing. I would rather have like a unit or a squad showcasing these weapons. I think that would show them off. You know, considering it's £23 for these, you're getting 2 right-handed Umbra pattern bolters, 2 left-handed Umbra pattern bolters, 2 Banestrike bolters with arms, 2 Banestrike combi bolters, 1 Mk.6 arm with slung Banestrike bolter, 1 Mk.III arm with slung Banestrike bolter, 2 Carsoran power axes, 1 Terminator Carsoran power axe, and 1 Carsoran power Tabar or Tabar. So yeah, it's a mixture. It's odd. It's a mixture of Mk.III, Mk.6, even a Terminator power axe in there. So it's a amalgamation of a number of things there. But anyway, that's it for Forge World this weekend. So yeah, just the Armory of the Sons of Horus. Let's move on over to Games Workshop right here, and it says Happy Warhammer Day, 40 years of Warhammer today, I think, today. Yeah, in celebration, I've obviously got the preview event, which we'll be watching, in about 4 hours or so, at 2 o'clock. But if we click on new and exclusive, and we go to pre-orders, I know it says 46, but those are Space Marine orders from a little while ago as well. If we go high to low, straight away, first thing, we've got Warhammer Horus Heresy Legiones Astartes Battle Group. Now, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant. This is a pre-order for them to dispatch in 2 weeks' time. And again, before anybody jumps in and says, oh, super, it's Space Marines, they did a 2-week pre-order run for 40k Space Marines a couple of weeks ago. Yes, they did, but they're doing it for the books as well. So it's not just Space Marines, it's everything. So I can now blanket say, Games Workshop want your money now, and they won't give you your products for another 2 weeks. What's to say they won't change it to 3 weeks or 4 weeks? I mean, obviously, made to order is a little bit different because you can be waiting up to 180 days. It's very rare that you are waiting 6 months for your items, but I hope this isn't a trend, because they had this trend with Space Marines. They've got it now with all of the new releases for today, not just the Horus Heresy stuff. Games Workshop, just chill out, just slow down. You know, if you're now expecting customers to wait a minimum of 2 weeks for your products, yeah, that must be sending a message to your release schedule. Just slow down. Just release a couple of things a week. Don't try and release everything every single week, because it's clearly not working. And I wouldn't be saying this if this was the first time. This is the second time that they're doing this now with normal releases. So just chill out, Games Workshop. Anyway, so what we've got in terms of this battle group, fantastic. Of course, £125. You can get it from Element Games for £100. Their 20% starts off now, and I think closer to release they reduce it to 15%. But still, if you've got some points and things, you've got some crystals that you've been saving up because you've been using my Element Games affiliate link and using my crystal code, then you can also use them to get even more off this. I've heard some people only having to spend 60 quid to get this set, so that's fantastic. What do you get? Well, you're getting your 30 Mk.III Space Marines. So you're getting the box of 20, which costs £45. I'll talk about that in a moment. That's great. That's actually £5 cheaper than the Mark 6s and even the Mark 4s and the old Mark 3s. So that's, fantastic that Games Workshop are only charging you less for the same number of Space Marines. I big thumbs up for that. So you're getting that set in with this, and then you're getting another 10. And I think you're also getting a special weapons upgrade set. You're getting the Land Raider Proteus, which is fine, came out last year, but you're getting the new Deredeo Dreadnought, which is brilliant. All of these kits, I mean, as I say, just for the Space Marines alone is £45. The Land Raider Proteus is £55. So we're already at £100 just for 20 Space Marines and the Land Raider. So you're getting 10 Space Marines and the Deredeo for free. And if you want to half the 20-man Space Marine squad, that'll of course be £22.50. You're getting £72.50 worth of minis for free. It's an incredible deal. And even if you do have a Land Raider Proteus or two and a resin Deredeo Dreadnought, this is a fantastic deal. So yeah, I can't recommend this enough. You've got the straight away legendary the vehicle accessory sprue. You've got the las cannons for the Proteus. You've got the Land Raider sort of sprues there. And this is the new sprue. So this is the Deredeo sprue here. You've got the this is the weapon one. So this is the plasma and the autocannons. So that covers 2 sprues for those. That's good. Then you've got the body sprue for the Deredeo. You've got the other part of the body sprue, which is interesting because you get a different sort of chassis. That's quite cool. Oh wow, that covers 2. So you're actually getting 1, 2, 3, 4 sprues, it seems. Then you're getting a special weapon sprue, which is fantastic. You're getting the Mk.IIIs, which look very compact. Even like an accessory for the Mk.IIIs. That looks great. That's going to be so cool. And then you're getting more of them as well. So fantastic set. I think this will be very popular. It's for a limited time, I've heard. So it won't be around forever. So that's that. The Dark Coil Collection, £95. Let's see if this is sold out already. 10 minutes in. Yes, it is. Just expect it to be. Of course, if you've got money burning a hole in your back pocket and you didn't want to spend £95 and for some reason you wanted to donate to the Scalper charity or pay your Scalper tax, you can give them an extra 45, 50 quid because there's plenty of these listings here, which is a bit naughty because you're not allowed to list things that aren't actually out. So report as necessary, as always. The Combat Patrol Space Marines was last weekend, so was the Warcry stuff, so was all of these. This is new though, Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring. I don't think this was up for pre-order last week. £50. Look, there you go. There's the pre-order 28 in 2 weeks' time. This looks quite cool though. Battle in Balin's Tomb. these old miniatures or new miniatures? They've got to be new miniatures, right? Looks very cool though. Shame there's not like a load of scenery, like actually pillars and tombs and coffins, and you know what? That would be quite cool. Deredeo Dreadnought, £50. Yeah, I think that's all right. I picked up my Forge World resin Deredeo Dreadnought for £45, so a bit cheaper. But, of course, I had to pay for the weapons separately. And the weapons aren't cheap. They're £24 for the main weapon, and then £19 for the carapace weapon. So you're looking at £43. So that's £88 I paid for my resin Deredeo Dreadnought. And I think I bought a couple of weapon options for the... and I think I bought the extra missiles as well for the carapace. Which is good, because with this one... you know, I would advise not to glue that top weapon. You could put a small magnet in. It's plastic, so it won't need that much pull. But then you can hot swap those carapace weapons out. I don't think you get the Boreas missiles. I hope they release the second one of these. They'd be silly not to. I think they will. They just need to bring out the Volkite and the las cannons, which is a bit more specialised. Deredeo, I think they played it safe with the plasma and the autocannons and these Aeolus missiles. Fantastic. £50. You know, with a discount, you're looking at 40. Looks like a really nice kit. What, 4 sprues? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm pleased they brought it out in plastic. It just rounds off the Dreadnought range. You know, you've got your standard Contemptors, which is a fantastic kit. You've got your Leviathan, which is another great kit. And now you've got the Deredeo. And I hope they, as I say, bring out the second variant as well. You know, they've gone to the effort of producing the injection molds for the plastic body. So why not? This consists of 166 plastic components, which is pretty decent, and is actually over 20 components more than the Leviathan. So there is that. Then we've got the Mk.III Tactical Squad, of course. 20 Mk.III Space Marines, £5 cheaper as well than the other Horus Heresy Space Marine offerings. They look very decent. I like them. I do like the sort of more compact Mk.IIIs because I'm not going to say they're smaller than the Mk.VIs. They're not. These are a bit more like elongated, like their limbs are a bit longer, so they fit better with Mk.VIs, I would say. Did we really need them? I don't know. I mean, I would have preferred them to release Mk.IIs, but if they release Mk.IIs in sort of similar proportions as Mk.VIs, then yeah, that would make Mk.IIIs look even odd. But now we're at the stage where Mk.IVs are looking very, very small. Mk.IVs are smaller than 3s and 6s, especially with these. So if you've got any armies with Mk.IVs, then yeah, I would just try and hold off buying any Mk.IVs. Until they upgrade them or release Mk.IIs, but hopefully they'll release Mk.IIs. Anyway, these Mk.IIIs, 20 of them. You've got 368 plastic components, which is just an astronomical amount of components, which is brilliant. I can't wait to get my hands on these. Gene Father was last week, so were the Space Marines, so were these Cruel Boy things. You got pre-order for the Stormvault skirmish case, £35 here. You can put your Stormvault 12 minis in there. It looks interesting, you know, the way they're holding the minis together rather than the foam. All of these were up for pre-order last week. And then you've got Warhammer Horus Heresy Volume 1, £30. Bit pricey, you know, only 112 pages or So I think it should be 20 quid. Especially if they're going to release multiple volumes. These are all made in China. All their books are made in China. And they make the largest profit on the books as well. So, yeah, they can afford to, I say, take a hit, not
get that much profit off of them. But yeah, £30, you know, if they're going to release sort of 5 volumes or such, that's another 150 quid. It's a fair amount. But you've got Unleash the Demon, Primarch Fulgrim onto the battlefield. So what else do you have? You got Rules and Conversion Guide for Night Lords, Trementar Squads, Murderous Terminators. You got the Siege Hydra Cordatus, Battle Hungry Iron Warriors, Assault Them. You got Rules, Conversion Guides. Yeah, so you got Night Lords, Iron Warriors, World Eaters, Ultramarines, and Salamanders, as well as expanded rules for the Emperor's Children Legion and complete rules for Fulgrim. So, of course, I don't collect any of those 5 legions. Yes, there's some expanded rules for the Emperor's Children, but it does specifically say new and updated profiles for 5 Legiones Astartes units. So they're the 5. Yeah, I guess there's some expanded rules for Emperor's Children, but it doesn't necessarily say 6. So it's frustrating because I want to get Fulgrim, of course, but most of that book won't be anything to do with Fulgrim. It'll be to do with those other 5 legions. So yeah, and this is going to be the tricky thing. There might be if you only collect 1 legion, I commend you. But it means that if you want to pick up the book, you're just going to be getting that 1 book for a few pages of your legion. So yeah, this is where having everything digital definitely trumps it. And, you know, if it was available free, of course. But yeah, I'm not going to pick this up at least straight away. It's odd that Games Workshop are releasing this before Fulgrim's released. To me, that seems like Fulgrim is just around the corner for pre-order. He's going to be £100 minimum, probably 140, you know, compared to the other Primarchs and the other Ascended Primarchs. Again, you're not going to be able to pick that up for another 2 weeks. You've got Zandir's Truthsayers. This is also up for pre-order, apparently. It'll be dispatched next week. So maybe they had a 2-week pre-order window, possibly. Yeah, look, so these did, because I know that these were up for pre-order last weekend. All of these warbands. Because I'm sure these warbands were up for pre-order last weekend. Anyway, you've got Shadeborn, Gore Chosen, Skittershank, the Cunning Crew, the Exiled Dead. They might be quite cool for your Soulblight Gravelords. You've got Black Powder's Buccaneers. You've got Hexbane's Hunters with the 2 doggos. And then you've got Warhammer Day 2023, Ancestor's Wrath, £24. Pretty pricey. Then you've got some books, Realm Slayer, and this Fall of Cadia book. 2-week pre-order window for both of those. Well, that one's coming out next week, but that was up for pre-order last week. You've got Dice from last week. You've got Forges of Mars paperback. Even this paperback book is a 2-week pre-order window. Look, 28th of October. But Graham McNeil, can't go wrong with him. It's fantastic. You've got Rathalos last weekend. So Red Angel is pre-order this weekend. So is Once a Killer, and the White Dwarf is also a pre-order as well. See, this is where I'm getting confused with these 2-week pre-order windows. I'm sure White Dwarf was last weekend. Yeah, it was, because it's now going to be released next weekend. So yeah, they're going for these 2-week pre-order windows. I can't remember seeing any news articles about this 2-week pre-order window for everything now. I hope it's not a sign of things to come. If it is, I'm probably going to kind of dip out from getting a lot of the pre-orders because I like to, you know, at least if I pay for something, I know I'm going to get it the next weekend. Waiting another week after that is, I might as well just get it whenever at that point. A bit disappointing there. But what isn't disappointing is, of course, that Horus Heresy Legiones Astartes battle group. As I say, fantastic deal. Get them while they're hot if you can. Last big purchase before Christmas to yourself, I guess, because I doubt they'll be around for Christmas. However, what might be around is some kind of battle force for Horus Heresy. That would be cool, but I don't know whether they'll have those new minis in it. It'd probably be the Mark 6s and stuff. Anyway, what do you guys think of all the news and the pre-orders this weekend? For me, I can, breathe a bit of a sigh of relief now because, it was going to be tough for me to get the Knight Lancer or just any of the Cerastus Knights, and I managed to get that and the Castigator. It was going to be tough for me to get all of the Seraphon and the Tyranids, which I did. And then I've got a few of the Space Marines on their way. And of course, I've now pre-ordered this Horus Heresy box set. So I hope you've enjoyed all of the content over the past couple of months. Thank you again for all of your support. Please do put your thoughts and opinions down below of today's releases. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.